Having a pet in Old School RuneScape is extremely rare. You can't buy a pet in the game. I mean, you can probably find some sort of service somewhere that will get you a pet, but you can't really buy a pet in game. Receiving a pet drop is the best drop you can ever receive. Yes, there's T-bows, there's all kinds of things that just double your bank value in an instant, but the best reaction clips in Old School RuneScape are to pet drops, and that's because they're so hard to obtain.
It's because I could use those equals doesn't. Oh my god, we got a pet! Oh my god! No fucking way!
I am so excited to be starting this series today. I've already been working on it for about a month and been thinking about it for a few months before that. So here's the goal of this series. It's almost insultingly simple, yet impossibly hard. I will obtain every single pet in Old School RuneScape, starting from a level 3 account. Every single action I take on this account will be to get a pet. Yes, I will get millions of GP. Yes, I will get 99s and quest capes. But the only thing that matters are pets. So, with all of that said, I am proud to introduce to you, for the first time ever, OnlyPets. When I was choosing which pet to start with, I knew I wanted two things. That's low requirements and good starting cash. If you've ever played an Iron Man before, your head is probably immediately thinking Wintertodt, and that's what mine did too. However, on March 21st, Tempoross was released, and that's where we're going to start our journey. Now, in order to actually kill Tempoross, you need 35 fishing, and the quickest way to get that early on is through the Sea Slug quest, which you need 30 fire making for, and to get 30 fire making, you need money. So that's where we're going to start. We need money. I came up with a really smart and new way to make early money. I found this random hole in the ground and I went down it and they just give you money. Literally, look, they just boom, money, boom, money, boom, money. And then after that, to highlight the fact that I'm not an Iron Man, I decided to pick up things that other people earned but were too lazy to pick up. And I made 70K in 5 minutes. Which is a ludicrous amount of money to make in that short of a time frame. But it was enough for us to get up to 30 fire making, and that way we can move on and do the Sea Slug quest. Alright, there is Sea Slug complete. That is just over 7,000 fishing XP, which brings us up to 24 fishing overall, and we are just a few levels away. Alright, so we only need to get to 35 fishing, which with fly fishing should only take about a half an hour or so, so that won't be long at all, and then we will be pretty much ready to go. I also decided to come over here and get some agility before heading to Tempoross. From what I've read, it's a bit run energy dependent, so hopefully getting up to like 10 or 15 will help. It won't hurt at the very least. Okay, so I have literally no idea how this game actually works. I did watch a quick video on it just to kind of get the basics. But yeah, we're going to hop on the ship here and hope for the best. All right, there is our first KC done. Honestly, not too bad. I think that this is pretty campable. It was a pretty good experience. So I think we talked to this guy to leave, and then maybe we'll just get the pet 1 KC. That'd be awesome. Nope. Before we go any further, we need to talk about the drop table. We don't actually know what the drop rate is yet for the Tiny Tempor, so let's use Wintertodt as an example, as they have pretty similar reward mechanics. The rarest item on the Wintertodt drop table is the 1 in 10,000 Dragon Axe, with the Phoenix being half that drop rate at 1 in 5,000. With that in mind, I'm going to talk through the 2 most likely scenarios for the Tempor drop rate. My best guess is that Jagex copied their same logic onto the Tempoross drop table, which would make the pet half of the rare Dragon Harpoon drop rate. So the Dragon Harpoon is 1 in 8,000, which would make the pet 1 in 4,000. I also think it's really likely that Jagex would have just directly yoinked the 1 in 5,000 drop rate from the Phoenix pet and put it onto the Tiny Tempor. We assume that one of these two drop rates is accurate, and assuming that I can maintain around 50 to 55 reward points an hour, which is about what the wiki suggests is reasonable without the use of Humidify, which would take me way too long to train, we're looking at around 90 hours of Tempoross, and that's assuming that we get the pet right on drop rate and we don't go dry at all. Now, as far as the rest of the unique rewards go, I made this handy dandy tier list that will help remind you the point of this series. And finally, in terms of general loot, there's a scaling mechanic pretty similar to what the Wintertot does, so we're going to try to hold off to open most of our rewards until after we hit at least 81 fishing. Alright, so I've done about 12 kills now. I have about 50 points stored up. I'll probably do a much bigger pull than this later on. I just wanted to grab a few now, just to see if we can get some crazy luck. But yeah, without further ado, we will see what we get. Bada boom. Okay, so not bad. We got 366 Spirit Flakes already, which is actually pretty crazy. But let's see what's in this casket. It was 4 diamond necklaces, so that's 8k. For context, this was about an hour's work. We'll just chuck all this in here, and that was 136k, so maybe an hour and a half, something like that, but not too bad as far as the loot goes. All right, we have just over 100 rewards sitting in the pool for us. Something cool is it actually changes the way it looks the more points you have. I'm excited to build up like, I don't know, 1,000 or 2,000 or something like that and see what it looks like. Maybe it takes up this entire thing. But yeah, without further ado, we're going to get netting and pray for some uniques. Oh, dude, we got the tackle box. Nice. There's one unique down. All right. So from those 100, we did get one unique, which was the tackle box. Now, it's not exactly useful for us. There's not too many occasions where we're going to need to use it, but it's still super good. I'm glad to have a unique down. We got some soaked pages and a couple of caskets, which we're going to open all of those at the end. I think I opened some already in that previous clip, but the majority of them we're going to open in the end. All right, ladies and gentlemen, since the last update, we have done about 70 KC or so. We have exactly 250 rewards, which I think is a pretty good place to stop. My total KC is, hold on. Oh, is it KC now? No, okay, there we go. So I have a total of 93 Tempoross kills and 250 rewards points. So the way we're going to do this is we're actually not going to be on our inventory tab. We're going to switch over to our worn equipment, and we're just going to pick up all of our rewards in one big burst and then switch over to the inventory tab. Of course, if I get the pet, it will automatically follow us, but any other uniques I will not know about. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. All right, we are down to 5 rewards left, I think, unless that was the last one. No, we're still going. We're still going. 1 left. Boom, that is it. Okay, so that is 250 reward points used. For reference, that is about 10 hours or so of doing the boss, but not too bad. I'm really excited to see what we got. We'll switch over to inventory in 3, 2, 1. Boom! We got, okay. Oh, we got the tome. We got Tome of Water. We got Fish Barrel. Dude, that's awesome. And 8 caskets. Yo, that's actually sick. I was really only expecting 1 unique, but we got 2 out of that. So we have now gotten 3 of the uniques from Tempoross, whatever. Super excited for that. That is awesome. This is 1.3 mil, 800k of that coming from the Tome of Water. Not to mention there are still 8 caskets, which we're going to open up at the end of the episode. But yeah, that is sick. That is a mil, obviously terrible gold per hour, but still a super fun boss to do. So pretty happy. is level 81 fishing, signifying the end of this 50-hour grind. Alright, with 81 fishing officially out of the way, it is now time for the best part of the series, which is checking our rewards, seeing if we got the pet. As you see here, we only have 1,300, about 1,400 reward points, so I'm guessing that the drop rate is quite a bit higher than that, so I don't expect to get the pet, but it would be really cool. The way this is going to work is just like those previous pulls, where I'm probably going to stay on my stats page. I've set up my XP tracker to track the fishing XP, and we'll know that we are done based on how much XP we've gained, because we gain 10 XP per reward point. Therefore, we'll need about 13,000 XP to actually be completely done with our rewards. So that's a good way for me to track it. I'm not going to make you guys watch this whole thing, but without further ado, let's get into it. We just passed our 3,850 XP mark, which means we have collected 385 reward points, which means we have about 1,000 left. So we are in it for the long haul. It has been a whopping 15 minutes almost, about 14 and a half. It's going to take a while, but I'm excited. We still have 1,000 points, so there's still a really good chance. I'm already discouraged, but that was such a scuff. We're now a little over halfway done with our rewards. Still no pet, but we're not really expecting it. Obviously, it would be super nice, but we can't expect it under what I would assume is less than half of the drop rate. And there is 1,000 reward points fished. We have 10,000 XP from this, which is just crazy. Still no pet. Thankfully, none of these 3 items have despawned. If you don't know, the reward pool actually gets smaller once you get less and less reward points, if that makes sense. So like the plank will disappear, or the barrel, or one of them disappears first, but I still have all 3. We have about 350 or so more reward points to go. I'm holding out hope. I believe we are down to our last 10 reward points. You can see we just have this measly plank left. Once this hits 13,850, we're done. 2 more. Last chance. And no pet. Alright, we still have rewards. Listen, I'm from the future. I don't have much time, but there's something that you need to know. Scientists, they figured out that if you don't like and subscribe, there's a 100% chance that sometime in your life, you will die. I have to go. Do it, please. To see, I have no idea what's going to be in this tab, but I'm excited to find out, and I'm sure you are too. In 3, 2, 1, boom! Oh wow, there's like nothing here. I thought it was going to be full. Wow, okay, so we got a second tome of water, 79 caskets, 403 soaked pages, 16,000 spirit flakes. There's a lot of stuff here. Wow, let's do a price check. We're gonna throw it all in, about 6.4 mil. Keep in mind we still have at least 80 caskets plus the ones from earlier in the episode that we're gonna open right now. But that's about 6.5 mil for 50 hours of work. Not the best, but it doesn't matter. I could have had 100 mil in this tab. If I don't get the pet, it's not a success. We have 89 total caskets. Now, allegedly, these are worth quite a bit on average, so this is going to change our total bank value tremendously. But again, there's no chance to get the pet in here, so it doesn't really matter. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the caskets. Alright, here's the first inventory of casket loot done. We do have to bank it, but we'll put it in a separate tab. Let's do a quick price check. I also did get some clue scrolls, which is pretty cool. Quick price check. About 600k, so nothing too impressive, but it is what it is. Boom, and there is all of our caskets done. The second inventory price check is about 300k, which puts the overall caskets at about 700k, so not even a mil, but that's alright. I think that that's a little below average from what I remember looking at on the wiki, but again, it's alright, 700k is plenty. So, total bank value, 8.5 mil after 50 hours of work. Obviously, we got a ton of great uniques, but none of it matters because we only wanted one and we didn't get it. Wait, what? Dude, there's no way. 1 in 8,000?